Are you?
My bad. Welcome. We'll skip all the rest of the stuff for tonight. It's been long, crazy. It's been long.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want me to play it, I'll play it.
You just play it.
All right, here we go.
Whatever you feel. What the fuck happened to my camera? Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Roses Are Red podcast with your host, Mrs. Red Rose, her co-host, Sam I Am from the Married Couple Podcast, and AC from Midnight Media.
All right.
I mean, I want to make sure everybody was awake by the time,
Absolutely.
everybody's awake. You guys got that. I hope you guys all did. And welcome in, everyone.
Really?
Welcome in.
You can
Yeah.
just edit that.
Yeah.
If you want.
Technically, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So
Good. Camera. Good. Please continue.
So tonight's stories are headlines, and I hope as everybody has seen our past stories and has enjoyed, and you guys have any headlines, join us or show us your headlines that you've come across. We'd love to hear them. So we have a couple of them tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty good ones. Yeah, pretty good ones. And I'm glad you're back, Sam, because we missed you
Yes.
last Monday. We absolutely missed you.
I missed you too. I was a little under the weather, still kind of fighting it, but I actually feel a ton better than I did last week at the same time. So
You weren't feeling true crimey?
oh, I was not. I was feeling
Really?
I was feeling going to beddy. I was like, I feel like death warmed over, so I don't think I should even attempt to be on camera.
That was the true crime. Was the bed.
Yes.
Crawl into bed, going to bed. Good night.
Seriously, there was, it was rough, but thankfully we're better now, and we had a good one with Al last Friday.
That was good.
Yeah,
That
so
was really good. What did you think about it? Tell us.
she loved it. I mean, she really had a good time. I think I was really proud of her for not letting us sway her point of view. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's, it was really cool to see. I mean, she said a lot of likes. She said like this and like this, but that's
So
fine.
do I.
I mean, she's
So do I. Is that like
like,
I hate that. by
I
myself?
say a lot of so it's okay.
I mean, I do the same thing. And yeah, I go, or, whatever, but I say that a lot too.
We all do.
But I was really very proud of her and how she had her own opinion and she stuck to it. And she was like, now hold on, it was good. I was really proud of her. So
Good for her.
yeah,
That's awesome.
she had a
was
good
awesome.
time.
She took every question pretty in stride too. So she was ready for him.
Yeah. I mean, youth does that, I think.
Is
But
that what it is, dude?
I don't know. But she's
Sometimes you
also,
go off like you can't relate to anybody, but that kid is smart. So you can
Yeah.
tell
Very
she can hang.
smart.
she is. I'm really proud
She's
of
been
her.
here years.
And I love the relationship both of you have. I
Well,
think
thank
it's
you.
beautiful.
She's my little buddy.
Buddy. I like how you talk with your kids. Hey, buddy. Like you have
I'm like, buddy.
sons. Yeah. Like you
Yeah,
have
I
sons,
mean,
buddy. Look, buddy.
yeah,
Let's talk about it, buddy.
yeah, she's my little buddy.
We're doing headlines tonight, which is
Yeah,
pretty cool. There's some headlines out there, guys, that
Yeah.
are really, really crazy and stupid and weird and fucked up. And these people should be jailed and locked up under the jail, possibly murdered.
Mhm.
But I don't know who's going to take it off because we have the short show tonight, but we have plenty of headlines. So go for it.
Yes.
So Sam, you want to go ahead?
Sure. This one I found as I was looking for funny stories for how was your day, and I went, nope, this isn't a how was your day. But I did want to be able to talk about it. So this happened, I don't know, about 10 days ago, a couple weeks ago. I found this story. A Washington teen was returning a replica gun, so like an airsoft, to a sporting goods store, but he was shot dead by a security guard. So Aaron Myers, who is 51, faces second-degree murder charge in a fatal shooting of a 17-year-old boy at a Big Five store in Renton. And so what happened is a teenage boy was trying to return a malfunctioning replica gun that shoots plastic projectiles to a sporting goods store when he was shot dead. The security guard was off duty. He was sitting in his car, actually waiting for his kid to come out of either dance class or karate or something like that. I could go into it, but I'd rather just tell the story rather than look for the actual detail of that.
No worries.
He said he was watching the store because they had like they'd had some theft, and even though he was off duty, he still felt compelled to keep an eye on the store. So he sees a group of teenagers walking up to the store, one of which was the boy in question who he shot. He had the gun in his waistband. He gets out of his car and points his gun at the group of kids, mainly the boy who has the gun. They all immediately complied, raised their hands like, listen, we're trying to return an airsoft gun. No big deal. I promise you, this is all it is. And before he had the 17-year-old got that out of his mouth completely, the security guard shot him. But not only did he shoot him, he rapid fired. He continued to shoot him. Even when he was on the ground, he stood over top of him and shot him as the other kids were like, hold on, what are you doing? And he said he thought it was because the other kids were going to go for the gun. Well, you continued to shoot the one child.
Oh my God. Yeah. But it's the case is always the cop's self-preservation, and it's never the thinking of the person with it. I'm not saying never, right? Our old saying is bad apples, right? But like, this is an untrained apple or like a scared apple.
Right. I mean, this guy, he didn't even listen to the kids. They were trying to basically initially the actual cops went back and looked at the footage, and the story that the security guard told was not what happened, and he actually is going up for second-degree murder. So, I mean, it's sad. It's really sad for these, that one, the 17-year-old to be, not alive now. You know what I mean? Just for wanting to return a toy for real. I mean, airsoft guns aren't, and that, I mean, they're toys, but they're, if you shoot somebody with one, you can get hurt, but I mean, they're not lethal. You know what I mean? So
no, but they look so real now. Everything looks
they
so
do.
real. You can't tell the difference. Like,
but as the kids were like complying, though, they're like, no, seriously, this is what we're trying to do. They were complying. I don't know. I think the security guard was I wish somebody would type of a guy.
Is today the day I get to shoot someone?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, exactly.
There's people like that.
I'm pretty.
Today.
Yes, I've talked about this many a time, but I have dated someone very similar to that who actually got his chance to do it, and it was justified because it was a robbery. But
and he was like,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
he loved it.
He did.
Loved it.
He did.
I wish a motherfucker would, and he did. And
So, I mean, it unfortunately happened to the wrong person and not even justified. So that one was one I was like, nope, I can't do this on How Was Your Day. That's not a story I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, someone's dead now stories, but it's usually because their own stupidity. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that one broke my heart, actually.
That one's
Well,
really sad.
also the thing is, man, because you have either we live in a society where guns are expected or we don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like every state's different, but like this happened in what state again?
Washington.
State, Northwestern Washington.
Yes, Washington State.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think ironically, they don't have too bad of gun laws because it's mostly rural. So
Right. Yeah.
No, but I think with the crime and everything going on, I think everybody's like on their pins and needles, like
okay, so shoot 'em.
fake or not, people are
Things are rough.
on edge. Everybody's on edge. Now, him as a security guard, as
This
part
isn't
of his
this
job,
isn't
he
LA.
should have listened.
This isn't LA.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, like,
but
nobody's rubber robbing.
Washington isn't. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at. There's still people that they still fear
I've
on anything.
never seen anyone steal anything in Las Vegas ever. Like here, not since the time people were looting. That doesn't happen here.
Oh, I've seen it here.
You watch a lot of news. Yeah, you're in California.
Yeah.
Anywhere outside of California, in New York City,
I've seen it in Washington. I've seen it in Seattle when I was out there.
You saw people looting in Seattle?
I saw people walk out of stuff, yes.
With stuff looting in Seattle. Wow. Okay. Seattle, I believe it. Sure.
So, but I mean,
like outside of those super Democrat places.
But think about it. People who listen to the news a lot, right? Or who are, they're glued to the news.
Or they're chronically online. Yeah.
They're on pins and needles.
Yeah.
You walk around,
it's
you're
called
like
gaslighting yourself. It isn't, but you don't live in those places, guy.
Well, I mean, I've worked retail. I've worked retail before, and I worked at a shoe store, and we were not allowed to. I mean, you can't talk. You can't. You're not even allowed to pursue somebody who's stealing shoes. You know what I mean? You could say, "Hey, I know you have the shoes. Please give them up." But if they start a confrontation or they run, the reason for that is because they had loss prevention people or even managers that had followed one person at the wrong time, and they got shot. You know what I mean? So rather than put their employees in danger, they'd rather lose the merchandise. So because they don't want that. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want my employees to be, shot at or killed just over a, $100 pair of shoes. You know what I mean? So I mean,
you gotta watch a video at T-Mobile. They sat you down. You're like, look, in that vault over there, there's over, $1 million of phones in that vault. So somebody can come in and fucking rob us blind. If you see somebody try to rob you, I was worried. It was so matter of fact because like this is just like corporate stuff, like doing an active shooter shit. I'm like, what the who's coming and shoot me right? But you start thinking about that. And they tell you like go like wait till you give him whatever he wants and then go back and fucking lock the thing and lock yourself in there.
Yeah.
I know, like at our targets here in San Diego, especially one here in San Diego, they're armed guards at our targets. At a target.
Looting?
Wow.
Because that's how bad it is.
In front of the armed guards?
So no, like I'm saying that's what we have now. You go into a target, you see the security guard who's armed. You walk in, but now everything is behind a glass door.
Good.
Like it's not where you can go and pick freely your deodorant, your soap.
We're not on the trust system anymore. There's no more trust.
No, and that's sad. It's very.
Isn't there one like more? Isn't there one closer to your home where it's more affluent and there's more gates?
There's so much. There's so much going on here.
But I'm saying like your neighborhood doesn't have its own like rich people store. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I used to go on Key Biscayne, I used to go on Key Biscayne, which is an island in Miami, and they have everything that they have in Miami, but it's like small and like for them.
I like my targets. Okay, I like my targets.
Oh, okay, you want to go get it? Okay, I got you.
But I mean, it's and that's the thing is that we live in a society now where people are on eggshells with everything. Now, did this guy the question is, did he take his job a little bit too seriously and didn't ask questions where these kids were trying to return something?
There's no questions asked.
Well, yeah, one of the.
In fact, they tell you put your hands up, and then when you go like this, they go, "What the fucking move? What are you moving?" I'm like, "You told me to put my hands up," and then you get shot.
Right. I mean, there was a quote here. It said, "Rather than calling 911 or waiting for any evidence that could confirm or deny his assumption, he claimed that he had a duty to intervene and did so." So, I mean, he was one of those. I wish a motherfucker would. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Do you think he took his job too serious? Like, took it way out of line. Like he should have.
He was off duty. He wasn't even getting paid for it.
Oh, he was off
Yeah,
duty.
some people
Yeah,
just
he
like
was
to be
waiting for his
heroes.
kid to come out of practice.
People are
Yeah.
dying to be heroes too. They're like, they want to white knight everybody. I'll save you,
Yeah.
and I'll save you, and I'll save you. Do you need me? And they love it. And especially when you have people are chronically online, people are gaslit and scared. Now it's like more. It's like they're gaslit and they're looking for it. It's like any chance, but you know, you're not at a Walmart right now, dude. Really?
Right.
Where was he at?
It was a sporting goods store.
Okay, like you. I don't know,
So
was
what are
that being
the?
looted?
I'd like to know what are the protocols to return something like that. Like what are? I mean, obviously you got to take it into
The
the
receipt.
store.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kid had it.
how do you-
I mean, he was.
You can walk out with it.
By all
Was it-
accounts, they had bought the airsoft gun. They went to, shoot it and target practice or whatever. Realized it was broken, and all of them were like, "Well, fuck, we can't play right now. Let's go
This
take it
sucks.
back. Yeah, it sucks. I need a new one." All they wanted was an exchange for it. They didn't even want money, So I assume.
All fairness, they didn't know that. In all fairness, though, like one for the cop. It's pretty one sided, but one for the cop. He didn't know that.
Well,
You
I
know?
mean, where did it say this? Bear with me.
He wasn't checking the
Let me see if
receipt.
I
He's
can-
like, "What are you guys gonna do?" Bang bang.
Let me see
you
if
know?
I can find.
Yeah, because I like to know what the protocols are to return something like that. Because if you're returning back to the store, you're supposed to have the inside the box and then your receipt.
What
and
state is
return-
it?
Washington State.
Oh, right, state. I have to check their gun. Like, if it's open carry, you don't know. Even if it's an
Yeah.
airsoft gun, it's still. We can
Yeah,
agree that
he
the guy.
said. So he was allegedly waiting for his son to come out of jujitsu. I
Jitsu.
can't talk.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
thanks.
Okay.
Class next to the Big Five, which is a sporting goods store. When three teenagers walked past his car, including the one who held an airsoft gun, it appeared to look like a Glock pistol. So I mean that I
So
understand.
he was
that
out of the box. He didn't do
Right.
himself any favors. He didn't do himself any favors. Yeah.
So police says Myers, the security guard, pointed a gun issued to him for his security job at the teens and told them to put their hands in the air.
You look more guilty
And
if you go like this. If
so
you
a
go like this, you
police-
look more guilty.
A police spokesperson told the news outlet that the teenagers immediately complied and tried to explain their gun was not real. But Myers fired several shots after claiming the confrontation intensified rapidly, hitting and killing the 17-year-old.
With explanations. It intensified with
stood-
explanations.
Yeah, he stood over the 17-year-old and continued to shoot, which he claimed he did because he believed one of the teen's companions was reaching for a gun in his
sense.
waistband. So you keep shooting the kid you're shooting because the other one's gonna whatever. I don't know.
Right. Mutilate his body so he can have a
the-
closed casket.
Right. So
Mhm.
there were the county sheriff's office deputies were completing a training exercise nearby when they heard the shooting. They tried to provide first aid to the 17-year-old, but he died on the scene. The other teens present at the incident told police that they were dealing with functioning issues with the airsoft gun and wanted to take it back to the store to either return it or exchange it. The teens said they needed help with a magazine issue that the 17-year-old was having with the firearm. So court documents say that Myers, the security guard, took it upon himself to conduct overwatch in the Renton parking lot, despite the fact he is not a member of law enforcement, thus has not been trained to how to safely prevent crime.
It's called vigilantism.
Yes. So he does face the 2 felony counts, second-degree murder and assault. He could get life.
This one's more clear cut than cops. Cops even have a harder duty. That's your community. That's like your whole community is yours. It's okay, but they're also better trained, so they probably, I don't know if they would do that. They probably ask a question before they went in.
I mean,
But just
yeah.
guns blazing, and then pop.
If they
pop,
put their
pop.
hands up when you tell them to.
Even the cops do that. Put your
Yeah.
hands up, and then you do it. They're like, "Why are you moving?" I'm like, "You fucking told me to put my hands up." You say everything you
know.
see on every
True.
arrest. I'm like, "What do you want?" They want you flustered, so you make a mistake.
Right.
They want you. So you know why? Because the more mistakes you make, the less they have to do mistakes on their end. Because then, you're resisting arrest. Like if you just move, you're resisting. That way, it was anything else is just it's inadmissible because I had to do what I had to do. Now he was resisting. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying every arrest, but like it's very common. Very, very, very common.
It is.
Just Too common. And this guy's just like, come on, I'm a security guard. And we don't know if it came in a box anyway. How did it, maybe they give him a bag? I don't know if it
I
came in a
mean,
box.
I don't know. Maybe it
You know?
didn't.
I guess
mean,
put it in a
who knows?
bag. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I
Fun
don't know
question.
if I would have had it in my waistband, but he's 17. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
it's
a
dumb.
kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's dumb.
Yeah.
But
And also in places like that, if it's not urban, people have guns
yeah,
everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like Washington State is one of the most rural places in the country.
right.
There's a lot of Republic. Like it's Seattle
Mm-hmm.
and
And then-
Tacoma,
And then
and
the
then
rest.
red. Everyone thinks red. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's kind of how
Spokane's red.
Nebraska is. Omaha, where I'm at, Lincoln, where, you know, and then the rest of Nebraska is all farmland and rural, you know, where I'm going to, you know, for, you know, our next show, I'll be in Scottsbluff, Nebraska in the Panhandle. There's, you know,
Ooh.
yeah, it's a
We're gonna
rip
bring it to
roaring fun time.
the Panhandle so we can check it out. See where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was horrible. Thank you, Sam. That was horrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's what we do here, right? Horrible
Any
shit.
any final thoughts there, Rose?
No, I'm just in my head. I'm just going, okay, I want to know how he brought it to the store, how he, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know, was
You
it
want
in
to
a
give
bag?
credit?
Was it?
You want to protect the security guard
No. I want to know how the kid had it. How did the security guard see
in
it?
his
Was it in a
waistband.
bag?
He had
If
it
it
in
was
his
in his
waistband.
bag,
It was in his
was it
waistband,
in a
right?
box?
I think he had it either in his waistband or was holding it in his hand. Yeah.
But
You
even
know?
though that's not your job,
No, he was
No.
off duty waiting
But
for
then
his
they
kid
tell
to
you,
get
if you
out
see
of
something-
jujitsu.
right? If you
I
see
can
something,
say
say
it when I
something.
don't read it.
Contradictions, man. It's like, well, you know, we need people out there, good guys with guns. It's like, okay, fine, but like, fine. Can you wait till there's a bad guy? You know,
Right. I mean,
I don't know. I guess it's
I
easier
know
said
it's
than
sad.
done. you
It's
know?
sad that
It's sad.
the
I don't want anybody to-
17-year-old, you know,
And
life
and
is
I don't want that
over.
guy's life to be over either. If he was just so overzealous about doing that, you know. One question would have set
He
him all
wasn't
free.
trained. Yeah, he wasn't trained enough to even
Aren't you
handle that
supposed to be able
situation.
to spot if it's fake? Like, isn't it supposed to be like something a different color? Like the tip
There
of it's
should be
supposed to be
orange on the
An
tip.
or
He didn't see
orange
it.
side.
Yeah, if
It's in his
the
pants, you
kid
don't
had
see
it in his pants, you wouldn't have seen it. But there should be an orange tip. Now, let's be real. Some kids paint it.
Paint it. Just take some marker
hmm.
away. You know,
There are plenty of times that there have been, you know, crimes trying to be committed by an airsoft gun that looks exactly like a real gun, and whoever is wielding that does, you know, get unalived because, you know, the cops can't tell, but they're also brandishing it as if it's a real firearm rather than going, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to return it. I mean, I don't know.
and then it's like, okay, so you want to get kids started. They say, let's get kids started early shooting. So they are okay with guns later. They do that. They try to practice and you kill them.
hmm
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? Are we afraid of the kids with the guns or do we want the kids with the guns? Like, and,
Right.
and if we decide that, then we can make a law. It's just like, okay, you at least ask a kid a fucking question. But
Right.
we're in the age of school shooters. What were we going to go? Was he protecting the jujitsu studio? Like, you ain't going to shoot up my that's a shitty place to go kill somebody. People,
Right.
you know, a bunch of people be mad as fuck at you hitting you. You know, whoever's
You can
surviving.
disarm someone pretty quickly. I mean,
And you
if
can't
know
do a
what you're
mass shooting with a
doing.
handgun. A mass shooting with a
No.
handgun is very hard. We gotta go you know, you're probably gonna shoot 3 or 4 people
but
at
you're at a
best.
sporting goods store. What do
Where
you
they sell
call it?
them.
Like,
Where they sell them.
Yeah, like
They sell them there.
yeah, sporting goods stores have the shooting or the gun section, you know,
Yeah,
for
It's
rifles and
sport.
handguns and shotguns,
Yeah.
whatever you name it. So
yeah. Sad story. Sad
It is.
story.
Yeah.
AC, what do you got for us tonight?
In my bag of tricks, I'll
Yeah.
show you.
Or
Any minute tricks.
or
People
this.
that are
Let's talk about true crime, ladies. Which one of you landlubbers got the next story?
which one of you fucking landlubbers get the next story?
Yar.
Let's do this. Let's fix this a little bit. You know what? Let's go to this one. Cancel. We'll go here.
all right.
Oh, bye. See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
There you go. Sorry, I wanted to get to that one. My B, guys. Here you go. So, mom allegedly, via People, mom allegedly claimed she squeezed baby daughter too hard while burping her. Now she's charged in her death.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she was burping
Oh, I'm
her, guys.
sorry. I squeezed her too hard.
I love
How
her.
do you squeeze?
Easy.
Oh my
Don't
God.
hand me a newborn. I'm afraid as fuck to squeeze that newborn, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
you're
no, I'm
a
good.
mom. Like,
I'm gonna wait 6 months. I'm gonna wait 6 months. Let them grow.
There is no way. No
No.
way.
there's
No.
no.
Dude, look at her
You-
face. She definitely didn't do it.
You can
Oh,
tell.
she
like,
definitely
when you're,
did, and she's probably on drugs.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know
I'm
yet.
with her
That's
right
that's my guess right now.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
probably she's druggy, a little druggy.
there's
Kessler,
no way you can
33.
squeeze a baby too hard. No.
Okay.
Jesus.
A chance. Anybody see where they're from? Take a guess.
I don't know, Florida.
Oh,
West
Kentucky.
Virginia, country
Oh, that makes
mama.
sense.
Take
I was
me
going
home.
there.
Brooke Kessler, 33, allegedly claimed that she became irritated with the baby and possibly squeezed her daughter too hard, all quotes, while burping her. This is the lady in question. She looks like she's coming down from a 7-day fucking bender. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
West
what it
Virginia
looks
mother. Yeah. Yep. West Virginia mother has been charged with the death of a child by a parent or guardian after her newborn baby died at a hospital, according to multiple
16
news
days
outlets.
old.
An investigation into Brooke Kessler, 33, of Hurricane. I guess it's a hurricane in West Virginia. Oh shit.
What?
Boy, Hurricane in West Virginia. Well, tell you what.
Jeez.
Began on June 20th after staff at a hospital where her 16-day-old baby was being treated told state police troopers that the baby's injuries appeared to be suspicious. You think? I mean,
Yeah,
dying
just
of
a little
squeezing. Mm-hmm. Police said in a criminal complaint that the baby had multiple serious injuries, unquote, noting that she had bruising on her throat, eye, and head. That doesn't happen
No.
organically. And with broken arm and broken ribs. A 16-year-old. You know what she did? She was all messed out. She was fucked up in her head. She was seeing shadow.
She's like,
people.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she thought that was a shadow person. She's like, not today, you devil, not demon.
Yes.
And then, right? And
Oh
then
my
broke
gosh.
her little arm. Broke her little fucking arm.
Jesus fuck.
You want to get
That
mad?
makes me sad.
You want to get fucking mad? I hate you so much, everybody. Everybody, I hate you so much. On June 23rd, the baby died after being taken off of life support, police said.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not going to now. You remember
Let
when
me
you
grieve. Let me grieve for this baby first.
No, it's sad. I was just gonna say, you remember when you were a kid and you got a dandelion and you'd be like, Mama had a baby and its head popped off, and you'd like, that's what initially this title. And I'm not laughing at this. This makes me so sad.
The title. We're laughing at the writer.
It was the title that made me think of that. I'm like, oh, and then now I
pop goes the weasel.
freezes.
Weasel goes pop. Pop,
Oh.
goes the weasel.
Jesus.
Okay, sorry for
That
that,
is
guys.
just so sad.
Wound is fresh.
That baby, okay. You know, Rose, 16-year-old baby.
I want to
How
know
does it-
how you squeeze a baby.
that feel?
Like,
I don't know. I mean,
Well, because then if
again,
you
I would
hold it too
assume,
loosely, it might fall out. That's what I'm worried about. If I hold it too loosely, then you know.
no, and
yeah, but the baby
honestly,
cries. I mean, you can't tell me the baby wasn't crying or fussing or moving or, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, what if, you know,
she
think about
was
it when someone's
irritated with
squeezing
the
you.
baby because
She
it
didn't
was
like it.
crying, I'm sure.
That doesn't mean that she's going
Oh.
to do anything about it. She just doesn't like the baby. There's also something called, and I'm just going to bring this up. I'm not on
Okay.
her side. There's something called postpartum depression
There is.
that
Mhm.
my mother had, and she told me, she's like, there's times I want to look at you, I just want to throw you out the fucking window. Now introduce drugs into it, and then you're doing it. You're eating me out the window, fucking Joe Montana, or like punting him.
I mean, postpartum is absolutely a thing.
Real
Yeah.
shit.
It's
My
absolutely
mom hated
a
me
thing.
for like 4 weeks. She hated me.
Now,
I'm like, really?
with my girls, it's not that I hated them. I just was, you know what I mean?
She didn't want to accept it, that I was mine. That's what she said. She's like, I didn't want to accept it. Like I was like, that's not mine. Like it was almost like a break in reality.
Like
It was weird.
I don't know. My brain just left, and I had the word, but
It's like a breakdown.
disassociation.
Dissociative. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, probably those thoughts go through your head, but you don't really do it. Like, you don't act on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Sure.
like you think
But
you're
again,
alone.
compounded with drugs, I could
Yeah.
see somebody. Not that I condone it. I could see how that would happen because
Yeah.
something like, say, meth would gets rid of your feelings anyway. You're
Mhm.
you know, it shuts off those emotions.
That's what's good about it.
Yeah.
When you have a lot of emotions, it shuts them off, and you're like, yay.
You're like, woohoo, I don't feel them anymore. I'm not gonna cry at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, for real, but it's just sad.
It's a real thing. But anyway, this beautiful young lady is 33. Let's hate her. Everybody send a big old
Yeah.
Roses Are Red hate you bitch to West Virginia mother. What's her face? Kessler.
What's her face?
Brooke Kessler. Brooke Kessler.
Yeah,
So,
it's just
that was
sad.
it. I hate that. I hate that.
That's just
Pretty.
sad.
There's no conspiracy there. It's like,
No.
oh yeah, you squeeze her too hard. She has a broken arm, broken ribs, and like hits. You know, like you just.
I mean, bruising around the baby's neck. I
or
mean,
strangulation. Maybe several things.
I mean,
That's just crazy.
it's
what there's a lot of words I want to say, but
horrible world. What a world. What a world. Yeah. It's fucked up.
so here,
yeah, it is fucked up.
really fucked up.
Yeah.
And
Now,
to
what's the
piggyback
punishment?
this
What in
story-
your world? It's Rose. I'm sorry. Before we go, in your world, what would be a fair punishment for that?
Oh, you're gone for life. Like you're done. Like you can't.
Explain.
No, I wouldn't even let you have more kids. You know what I mean? Like you'd be
mean-
in jail for like
Anybody have?
it's,
Oh,
it's a child. Like this
you-
is a baby. It's a 16-day-old child, like
So-
innocent little angel that
of course.
has.
Needs you for everything. Needs you for everything.
Yeah,
Didn't
Like-
ask to be brought into this world. You
Right.
decided
Yeah.
to. You made the conscious decision to. I mean, I
Ugh.
guess she is from West Virginia. I'm sure there's probably some pretty shitty abortion laws there too. But
at that point,
I
you know what?
mean-
Call somebody and just say, "Can you just
please come
take her?
home. Yes.
Take her."
I mean,
Anybody.
heck, there are baby drop-off places. If you can't handle it, you can just take your baby and here you go, and that saves these babies' lives.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a Caucasian baby. That would pay a lot of money for that. Sorry. On the open market, you can get some Caucasian babies.
I mean, you could. I mean, especially that young. I mean, the baby
know,
would never know you weren't their mom.
yeah, it's true. It's true. But okay, so you say life in prison without the possibility of parole. Is that right?
Yeah.
No death penalty for you? It's anything. It could be like, I'll chop this bitch's nose off. Anything you want. What do you think? What does Rose think? She should be dead?
I say, you know what? I think she should be gone. See ya, sayonara, bye.
Okay. Electric chair, gas?
You know what?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Most
matter.
parties-
Somebody
Just go.
should do what she did to the baby to her.
Until she died.
Hmm
Okay, so you're eye for an eye.
I'm usually that person.
Okay,
yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay.
To the pay.
Some people want them to rot in jail because they want to know. They want them to know, how long, because it's the longest kind of term.
Yeah, but
But I think they have it too good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you get fed. I mean, granted, you don't, get to see the outside world, but you're not dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. An eye for an eye on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
So, I wonder what the audience thinks. Do you guys think it's eye for an eye? Let us know. What are your thoughts? Let us listen. Do you think what should she have gotten? What should she get? What,
They
if
should
you
make her
were
sit on
the
a pineapple, a metal pineapple. Sit on it. And spin.
spin and rotate.
Sexy.
Jeez.
All right,
So-
Rose.
To piggyback off of this one, now this one's not a crime yet. There's no there's nothing that she's done wrong, right? But this kind of piggyback off of this one. It just reminded me of this one. It's about a lady. I believe it's a total of 6 kids, and she was tired of being a mom. Now instead of offing them or doing anything horrible, she just went and dropped them off at CPS and said, "I don't want to be a mom anymore." Done. So a lot of the questions that people have been asking on social media, looking into the story, is that she should, one, the government should take her rights of having children since she can't provide for them. For 2, she's making money off of her story and going on these podcasts and letting everybody know, hey, she is on TikTok and stuff. And I'll play a little bit here of her clip.
Talking about Gypsy Rose?
Way to call that back.
Right.
Man, these bitches also start to sound familiar. This starting to sound familiar.
So this is the woman right here. And she's been going on a lot of social media, a lot of podcasts, and she just dropped off her kids because she just gave up being a mom. You know, do you guys think because she did this out of her 6 children, should there be some type of something that she should get?
I mean, one thing that she did is that she didn't just like leave them in her home and leave them to fend for themselves. So at least she had the wherewithal to be like, listen, I can't do this. That being said, she's also profiting from it by going on podcasts and things like that. So that's a little odd. I also think if she, can't, how many kids? 6?
I think it's believed 6 total.
Okay, so I think, and we don't as a country do this, but I think, it wouldn't be that unfair to say you're mandated to get your tubes tied. You had 6 and you had your chance. I don't think you should have the chance to have any more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
she went on this one interview, and she was on this interview, and she's talking about, she's living life. She's still going out. She's partying. She's living her life. She's not stopping. She doesn't have her kids. Now, the father's not in the picture because the father supposedly didn't want them. He hasn't spoken out. He hasn't said anything, so we don't know who the father is. But a lot of people are
all kids have the
outraged.
same dad.
Oops.
She hasn't said any of that. But a lot of people are outraged of the fact that how can someone go seeing her the way she's dressed, being in her own environment and stuff, how this is okay.
Well, I mean,
So-
honestly, she should have figured it out after the first one or even the second. Like, I'm not cut out to be a mom.
How many baby daddies? Is my question.
Yeah, that's what my thought is too. I don't know if they're all the same baby daddy or not. Doesn't matter. After, if you're not cut out to be a mom, you should take the proper, for one, she didn't just abandon them at home and just leave. She at least tried to give them to people who
That's probably why she's still walking around, because
right, who would help them and all. But
what are
the
you saying?
shitty thing
She should be in jail because I'm sorry.
I
to
don't
cut
think
you
she
off.
No, I
should.
think-
No,
I think she should be charged, like,
With what?
what? To
go to
with-
jail.
not charged, but I'm saying she should pay some type of monthly fee. I mean, she's obviously making money.
She should at
right?
least she should pay child
Mhm.
support for her kids. And now
To who?
I don't know, to whomever gets them.
Yeah, or
Okay.
the state.
I mean,
Hey,
unless
this
they
thing-
get adopted.
If they're
Yeah.
in the
Right.
states, if they're at the CPS state custody, then they should.
You see how
go-
complicated that is, though. You pay the state
Yeah.
to, like, this woman has no money. When she gets money, they're probably gonna. She's smart. She's gonna put it somewhere else. She's not gonna put it in her bank. She'll probably do something else.
So let me just play a little bit of what she
Yeah.
talks about here.
His presence, literally not a damn thing. And as well, okay, my oldest son is 11, and my daughter's is about to be 3. So you mean to tell me out of 3 years and out of 11 years, y'all lazy ass still ain't come up yet? Okay, well, y'all take the kids, and I'm going to worry about me, focus on school, and get my shit together because, God, it's time for somebody else to, step up and do something. I'm tired, like every time, like
Everybody else. Everybody else.
I've been doing it by myself since I was 15. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm in
That's
2 different colleges. I'm working.
That's the issue.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm done. I really am. I'm just done. I just want to learn. I just want to be able to focus on me, my school, my careers, my jobs. I just want to focus on me. I absolutely love and adore my kids. They're so beautiful and intelligent, but I don't want them.
Oh, that was
I mean,
Can you imagine that, to hear this on social media as you're getting older, and you just hear, they're beautiful, yeah, but I just don't want them.
So
because
a
I
couple
wanna
things
focus.
going against her. She started at 15. She's never had a break. She never had help. That alone will drive somebody mad over the years. I'm not defending her. She's a piece of shit. Get up, like you decided to do. You should have that
You
accountability.
decide to open
for
your
sure.
goddamn legs.
But then
guess
when
what?
okay, but if they have no money whatsoever, would aren't those kids even better off in the system and then get adopted somewhere?
Okay, your
Because
first one, yeah,
Your mom
but
doesn't love you.
why add a second? And why
Why
add a
have
third?
6? The oldest is 11. The youngest is 3.
Yeah,
You should have
for sure.
figured out before the 3-year-old that you
Yeah.
didn't want any more fucking kids.
No
I
shit.
mean, honestly,
Or you're the dumbest bitch ever. Like people are gonna be like, "Don't worry, have another one. It's okay. I got you." And then they leave. You know.
I mean,
Like, you're
I
dumb.
understand starting young, and I mean,
we've all been. I mean,
I can
I know
say
you've
that
had a young child at a young age.
I was 20 when I had my oldest daughter, and I have to say, I had to have my parents keep her for a couple of years while I figured myself out. It's not that I didn't want her. I just needed to be a better person to be able to be a good mom. And I took that time and I did it. Am I proud of it? No, but I don't regret it because I needed to become an adult before I raised a child. And thank goodness I had my parents there to help me. Right.
Yeah.
There was never something, I never didn't want her. I was always in her life. I needed a moment because I couldn't even take care of myself. How could I take care of this baby? And I needed her to I didn't need her to be homeless like I was. You know what I mean?
You didn't want her
cared
to suffer until you got a home, everything stable.
Right. I needed her. And I did it. So I do.
Were you perfectly
for
stable
her.
when Alex came? Were you perfectly stable and ready for next kid when Alex came?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
You
They're 5
did
years
it for
apart. And by the time Alex came, I was to the point where I was ready, and that's when Sabrina, was I
Sabby
moved,
Sabs.
I moved back, and we were working to be better, and I was working to be. I mean, but the thing is I was always there. I never missed a first. I was always, you know what I mean? I saw her every couple of weeks. It was just, I wasn't able to support
And
my
the
child.
father was nowhere in the picture.
He was in Connecticut.
Okay.
So,
You know what though? But you did the right thing that was going to provide for the future for her.
agreed.
You weren't doing it for yourself like this person is doing it for.
No,
for
I
me,
wasn't
me,
like,
me,
fuck
me.
this, fuck these kids. I don't want them. I was like, I absolutely want my kids, but I can't. I personally would be doing her a disservice especially because at this point she was epileptic. She started having seizures at 17 months old. I didn't have insurance, I had nothing, So, I mean, for a moment I needed to take just a little bit, but I couldn't imagine just saying, nope, fuck that. I don't ever want to see him again because I'm doing me. That was never in my DNA.
Just gonna drop this here.
Mhm.
You did it. How old was she when she went? Sabrina went to her grandma's when she was how old?
She was 2.
Okay. At least this chick, I'm not defending her. I know you're gonna look at me like that. This chick had, and forget about just what happens to you. Like, imagine if it was you. No matter how she got him. Imagine if it was you. Forget she's a piece of shit for a moment. For one moment. She's had it since she was 15 years old, so she never had anything ever, no help, and then she's been doing it for what, 15 years or 11 12 years. The oldest was 11. It's just 12 years of like that same feeling, even though she fucking kept having it, which is retarded. I'm not gonna defend her, but like,
I mean, I guess
when you're mentally ill, or like when you're mentally ill also, it's like, I'm over this shit. And when you're a sociopath, apparently it just turns you into a sociopath. And you're like, you know what, I'm done. I've given everything and I'm done. I could see how it happens because of those factors. That should have never happened.
Right. That's the point. I mean, you have 6 kids, between 3 and 11, and now you're just now deciding I can't do this.
Well, yeah,
you should have known.
She's out there like, give me credit for as long as I did it. She doesn't see it like you do.
She's like, fuck you guys. I am a martyr here.
Yeah.
It's all
Take these
about
fucking
me.
kids.
I don't know. It's just
that's what it is.
That's what a lot
no
of
father
people
in the
are
house.
talking about.
No father in the house.
No.
I knew that already. And probably 6. There's no house was chaos. It was unstructured chaos. And she's going to school. That's a kid too. It's like 7 kids.
I'm sorry though. You know what? The first one, okay, but after, even if you have a second one, let's just say that there's 2. It doesn't matter.
But it wouldn't drive you that crazy if you had 6.
If you're at 15 and you know what you're getting into, I'm sorry. Don't have kids. Don't have them.
Or put them up for adoption immediately. I mean, if
she probably had
you
a lot of them.
That's not your deal. You know what I mean? Some people
I
aren't meant to be parents. However,
Maybe she had 4 of them before she was 18. She had 4 kids at 18 because she started at 15
I
or
don't,
whatever.
even if
Yikes.
you're 15, then close
Yeah.
your goddamn legs.
Who's going to tell you that? You're 15 years old. You don't have a parent figure. You don't have a father figure. You don't have nobody to like. We have to understand. I'm not giving them excuses, but we have to understand the
Okay,
position that these people are in.
But there's got to be friends. There's got to be someone. There's got to be
Your
a
friends sell her
doctor,
drugs. You want to go down to
You
where
know.
she's from? You want to see what
You
she
know,
has? I mean, she's
there's
probably
some
from the
friends
dirt.
there's some friends that are probably, even if they're druggies, will be like, girl,
I got 6
you
kids too,
should-
bitch.
You know what I
Damn
mean?
your shit. Yeah. Her friends are like, I got 6 kids too. What the fuck you want me to do about it?
So
It's
here's
a
the thing,
helpless
that
situation.
opens a doorway to, okay, well, I'm tired of my kids. I'm gonna go drop them off.
No, it
well, I
doesn't.
also don't understand how you have.
You're not going to do
I
it.
mean,
Like no one's going to do that.
regardless of if when I said, Mom and Dad, please help me with my daughter, it wasn't that I didn't love her. I wanted to
Forever,
be,
right?
no, it's not that I didn't love her. I had regardless of postpartum and whatever, from the moment I knew I was pregnant, I loved my girls. You know what I mean? With both times. Rose, I think you can probably understand how
Absolutely.
the feeling. So, I mean, and I know sometimes it takes a minute to bond or whatever, with your kids. However,
That's a long time.
how do you not know? I mean, how do you not have any care for your children when they're 11 years old? And now you're like, I've been with you 11 years, and now you're like, out.
Would anything change for
that
you?
just makes no sense to me.
Would anything change for you if she was not from the projects, not black, and at 15 she was raped and had like 3 kids by the time at 15 and had 3 kids by the time she was 19? Would that change anything?
No,
That's a different story, because you're talking
here's
about she didn't.
No, she has 3 of them. She has 3 or 4. Are you a minor or not? Because at 15 you're a minor, right? And a guy so much stronger than me. You can rape them 3 times.
Regardless, okay. So she chose to keep them, though. She didn't have to choose from birth to keep them. She chose at that moment, regardless of, how they came to be. I mean, because that would be a hard decision. If I'm raped, I'm going to make a decision to either abort or keep and have somebody adopt them, because I don't know if I could do that. You know what I mean? I don't know, because of the trauma. But she chose, regardless
it was her last nerve that did it. It was like, I'm done.
Regardless of race or whatever. Or
you are 15 years old, right?
situation.
So can we agree that you're 15 years old and you can't defend off a man?
No, agreed. Regardless
she was
of
raped.
that,
She had a baby. She got fucked at 14 and had a baby at 15. Let's do the math. That's a baby, right?
Yeah, but
right?
it depends on what if the baby dad is the same age.
Oh,
That's
now
not-
it's consensual. Oh,
that's not-
there's consensual
but-
rapes.
Typically,
But
the
that's
age
not-
of
but that's-
consent.
Yeah, I
You know
mean
what I'm
that's not.
saying?
But it comes down to
She
that's-
chose to. I mean, again, she could have said, I don't believe in abortion, but
That's another one, right? That's another
this happened to me, so I will give this child life, but some other family
missed
will
that.
be able to do this. You know what I mean? There are more options than raising a child until they're 11 and then going, see ya. Can you imagine the abandonment issues that 11-year-old is going to have?
Yeah, that means you and your fucking kid and your sisters and brothers have fucked me up for so long. I'm done with you. But do you know what I'm saying, though? She's 15 years old. No matter what, she's still a girl, and she was still 15 years old. And she got, no matter what you do, that chick was assault. At 14, any girl that has sex at 14 is assaulted, right? Any girl, even if it's another kid, the other kid's assaulting her. No child should have sex under what age, Rose?
For me, until you're 18 out of the house and you're on your own.
That's
me. But a
come
lot
into my
of these
trap.
kids,
My trap is set. Yes. So 18
but a
years
lot
old,
of these kids are having.
No, hold
They are
on.
having-
Age of consent typically is 16, 7 or 17. Sometimes
that's where you're at.
No,
is
here in
18,
California,
18.
it's
18.
16. It was 16 here. Now it's 17.
I
When
believe it's 16.
I'll tell you what, when I turned 16, my boyfriend, who was 2 years older than me, that was.
If you're going to say anything, it was statutory rape before you say anything.
It would have been had
Yes.
we have not waited until I was 16.
Nice.
However, even then it was more of a never mind. We're not going to get into that. But I was 16. It was 10 days after I turned 16.
Fuck me.
And it was not that's so he didn't get statutory rape. He knew the rule.
Okay, so what if it's complete opposite? What if it's
16
However,
years old.
some kids
Nevada. Oh my
yeah, some kids, I mean,
God.
2 14-year-olds can decide we're going to do this, and it's not it could be, I mean, it's not that it is sexual assault. It's they decided they were going to do that, and they might.
Everybody was horny at 14, and there's 2 guys, and you don't know what sex is, and they pin you down a little bit, and you know.
Well,
So
no,
many
at
things
that
can
point
happen.
it could be.
well,
I
what if
mean,
it's complete opposite? What if it was her? She did it to him.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to have a baby to get out of her house.
Did it to who? Oh, anybody?
What if the girl did it
never
to
know.
him? What if
We'll
she
never
did
know.
it to him and she
At
wanted?
14, are you that diabolical at 14?
some
14
people
years
are.
old.
14-year-old, they're not playing with Barbie dolls anymore and little, Hot Wheel cars. 14 years old, these
Some kids
are
at 14 are.
Depends where you are.
It
depends, you can't-
also could be that
it's
they
not
have
broad-
trauma as well. So, I mean,
These are broad strokes that we can't paint. Like, it's about class. It's about social structure. It's about money. In the projects, all you see around you is despair. People drinking, people having
I don't believe
doing
it's just all in the
drugs.
projects. I think it's everywhere. I think it can come from high class society to low class. It doesn't matter. It happens. I've seen it. It happens.
You don't think it happens more in the project than it does in
I mean,
It
I'm
happens.
sure it does.
Yeah.
I mean,
However,
you just
But
I
don't
also
wake up
think
and
that there are some people that have kids and think I don't want them, and
for sure.
and even at least she had the wherewithal to say, "Here, CPS, take my kids. At least they'll be taken care of." I mean,
Yeah.
there are some women or parents that just leave the house and never return, and
like that
leave
one
these
lady.
kids to
Pack of
fend
cigarettes.
for themselves. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not, and that's not just in lower class. It has happened in upper class
It has
or
happened.
middle class, and
I haven't heard of
however,
that
it
story
is
in a
more-
while.
but it's more
Well,
prevalent.
no, there was one
No,
recently.
typically in the I feel like typically in the upper or middle class or higher classes, they just drive them into a lake instead of leaving them there.
Or they send them to
Right,
boarding
I-
school. They send them to boarding school. It's like, I don't want to see you. So it's, it's like, I haven't gotten a hug from my mother because she's the CEO of Motorola, or
Right.
whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, I've never hugged her because I just never see her. And then when I come home from boarding school, they go to Aspen. Like, what is neglect for real? What is really neglect? Neglect is having a house and or is it like never seeing your parents?
Neglect
You know what I mean?
is
You could be rich and
withholding
neglected.
of emotion, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then that perpetuates. And then next, like you guys
Yeah.
said, everything is, and then I just learned that from my mother. And it's like, okay. And then you have a kid and you're like, I don't love it. My mom
Right.
never loved me. And then you get this, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
and then it's perpetual. It's very complex. It's not so like every kid is fucked up. Every kids these days, blah, blah, blah. It's so nuanced. Tell me where you are, who your parents are, how much do you make, what social class are you in, who are your friends? We can start to paint the picture there, but man, it's when we start generalizing. That's rough,
I mean, it is. To me, it's just I don't understand how you can raise a child for even more than you know what I mean, for that long without having that bond. I don't understand it. I mean, I'm not her, but I don't understand how you can be like, okay, sorry, see ya. I'm gonna go do me.
No, that's rough. And 6 of them, not a 1 or
You know
2,
what I mean?
6 of them. Bye, everyone.
I can understand maybe if there was an addiction issue where you have to go get treatment in for a moment. I just don't understand for just being like, fuck that, I don't want them back. You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand.
That's crazy. What was you gonna say, Rose?
This was a recent one that happened, and I know this was all over our newscast here. This mother left her 2 children to go on a cruise trip and thought that just the ring camera or whatever and food around the house like that would
How
take
old
care
were
of the
their
kid.
children?
8-year-old. It's a 29-year-old mother and 2 kids, an 8-year-old and a younger one than that. Accused of leaving their home alone in the Myrtle area. She took a cruise.
Okay.
So this just happened like 2 months ago, maybe. But here, I'll play what the news says here.
On 13, a mother is accused of ditching her children to go on vacation. ABC 13 was there as the 29-year-old mother was brought into the Harris County Jail after she was arrested for leaving her young children home alone while she went on a cruise. Our Jessica Willie is live with the unbelievable allegations. Jessica.
Wow.
Yeah, I get it. Have you ever heard of that before?
And Lakeisha Williams.
What's that?
You ever heard of that before? Have we ever heard of this before?
Yeah, absolutely. This happens a lot, more than you
It
think.
does. What's
I mean,
this?
children
what is
aren't
this?
like cats.
Yeah, I know.
You can't just set some food out and they're okay. I mean,
Right, dude.
Jeez Louise.
I'm certainly not defending anyone. I'm just like, I don't see. Maybe I'm not perpetually online looking for this, but I don't.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot more than you think. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so
Sure.
here's some more of the story.
Was arrested around 5:30 tonight here at her luxury apartment building in the Memorial area. According to Precinct 5, the mother flew to Miami last Thursday to catch a cruise to Puerto Rico, leaving her young children home alone for 5 days. And
Nice.
it would have been longer had neighbors not been paying attention.
Jesus.
From all-you-can-eat buffets aboard a cruise ship to the back of a Precinct 5 patrol car, Lakeisha Woods Williams is accused of abandoning her children.
Oh, okay.
The
So they
29-year-old
lived.
mother was taken to jail tonight.
Thank goodness.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
here's the
Of
thing.
the allegations.
All right.
She can afford a luxury apartment. She
Right,
can
not a
afford a
babysitter.
cruise, but she can't afford a nanny to watch her kids or somebody to watch her kids for however many days and that she's going to be on this cruise. Come
Well, I'll tell you
on.
this, if
That's
she was in the
just being lazy.
If she was in the projects or anywhere low class, nobody's no neighbors coming. That guy's on drugs. That guy sells weed. Nobody's gonna. You know what I'm saying? So
And now
Well,
she's
made it.
claiming
maybe a teacher notices, or
Right.
you know,
her mom and her are claiming now that she wasn't right in the head. She's got mental issues and
fuck that.
yeah. So
throw her under the bus.
Again, you can afford all of that, yet you
luxury
cannot afford
apartment.
somebody to watch your children.
and apparently that's a very nice neighborhood apparently, but I mean thank God she had the neighbors that she had because
Right.
I mean, can
That's-
you imagine? And that's not
To me,
a small
to me a
apartment.
class. To me, a class thing. Again.
I mean,
to
could
me,
you
like-
imagine being 8 years old with a younger sibling? I don't know. Pardon me. I don't know how old the younger sibling is, but 8 years old with a younger sibling going, I've got to do all of this. I mean, at 8 years old, I barely wanted to sleep in my own bed. You know what I mean? I was afraid at night, you know, in the best of circumstances. I couldn't imagine going, oh, mom's not going to be here for 10 days. That just
Just
I
to
don't
go to
know.
a cruise in Miami to go to Puerto Rico, like
right.
Hey! Have you been to Puerto Rico?
not to leave my kids alone.
Fucking nice. Hey, don't jump the gun. I'm just asking. You been to Puerto Rico? Chill. Gosh,
Not to
You're on
leave
edge,
my
Rose.
kids alone.
you're on edge, Rose. I won't fall for your trap, AC.
Let's go ahead. We are
Okay.
almost here to our end of our mark here for
Oh.
our show. Let's go ahead and take a shot real quick.
I'll be
And,
finishing my rum.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
This week's episode brought to you by a soft rapper pill pocket alcohol. There you go. What it's called.
You're funny.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whose
AC
turn is
or
it?
Sam, do you guys
I
have
haven't-
anything else here?
I got a quick one.
Yeah. Bring it. Can you imagine leaving your kids like I mean, even as you leave your dog, you're like, okay, I need to find someone to come feed
I
our
wouldn't
dog.
leave my
You-
dog.
you know what I mean?
My dog.
Like I said,
my-
the kids aren't like cats. A lot of times you can leave cats with enough food and they have a litter box and they're fine. Cats are a different fucking thing altogether. But your dogs, you can't. I mean, they need to
course not.
go. You know,
I have a broken heart because nobody's here. Like,
yeah,
why did you leave
dogs
me?
Actually, you know, care.
You know what?
for
You know who I
them.
blame? I blame Home Alone. That movie more normalized leaving kids at the crib. So
That was an accident.
cut.
Was it though? Was it?
Was it
Was it
though,
really?
Catherine O'Hara? Oh, from People magazine once again. A 32-year-old woman arrested for a dead body in her car following an accident on Minnesota highway.
What the fuck?
They found a
What?
fucking dead body in her car. It was immediately apparent that the death was not a result of the motor vehicle accident, police shared. So it says the 33-year-old woman was arrested in Minnesota after a dead body was found in her car following a single vehicle accident, according to the police. So it was just one car.
Oh,
Like
so
a,
was
you
she
know,
trying to get rid of the evidence?
was she trying to
Right.
get rid of her babies?
Yeah.
We found a bag of babies that nobody wanted in her car. The Olmsted County Sheriff's Office shared on social media that the officers arrested Margot Lewis, age 32, for the charge of interference with a dead body. I thought this was interesting because I hadn't seen that charge yet.
Interference with a dead body. Yeah, that's
It's
different.
that's like graping a dead body or taking a leg and eating it.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe she's taking it for some tamales.
That's it. She just went up to a train crash. It's just like, Oh, the sheriff's office shared that the officers discovered a dead body after responding to a single vehicle accident. The Minnesota State Patrol, Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, fire department, and the first responders arrived on the scene where they found Lewis outside her car being tended to by a bystander. When the police checked to see if there was anyone else in her car, they found a deceased 35-year-old woman in the back seat, according to the release. What? The condition of the deceased was suspicious. It was immediately apparent that the death did not occur from the motor vehicle accident, police said in the statement. Police have identified the woman, but her name will be withheld as they work to notify her family, but they also did not give any additional details. So without the officers to believe the woman was in the backseat of the car at the time of the crash, they really didn't have a reason to look, but you have to make sure that everybody's like accounted for. And that's how they found it.
Right.
So they found her in the back of the car. More to come. So it's a very fresh one.
Oh, geez.
And police said that she was transported to the hospital, the ambulance, and was medically cleared. So she's fine.
But she's in jail now, right?
Yeah. So imagine. So the sheriff's office said the investigation into the case is still ongoing.
Oh, I need to know more about this.
I know.
Yeah, I wanted to plant the seed.
I need to know how this other person died and why she got in an accident to cover it up.
This, and we're going to put it in Roses Are Red, and we're going to see you next week.
Yeah.
Yes, we need more for that for our next headline episode, because kind of reminds me of that one story you did on Monday. The guy with that was inside the suitcase.
Oh yes, I like dead bodies inside of things. I think
that's your shtick. Yeah,
I like dead bodies. Like remember that lady I talked about when she was cut up in pieces and just in a bag.
Oh gosh,
fucking awesome, man. The world is full of rainbows. So there you go.
All right.
Well, this has been a wonderful evening. Thank you guys. And please make sure you guys check out the Married Couple podcast on Wednesdays, Midnight Media on YouTube and TikTok and Kick and
Instagram,
all the platforms,
Twitch.
every platform, everything. He's out there.
My YouTube has my link tree. YouTube has my link tree. YouTube has my link tree.
He's got some amazing stuff. If you're into the conspiracy stuff, go check him out. The Married Couple podcast is on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. My time. So check them out.
Busy beavers. We are
Central. We will have just done a live. How was your day? And then I'm out of town at the moment. And like when this airs, yes. And I think when I'm out of town, we will do another rewind. Meaning last week we put up one of our old shows that we have previously done live, and we actually interact and watch with everybody else again. That was really fun. I think we're going to do that again after, this week when this airs on Wednesday, just since I'll be out of town and all. So, but it'll be good. I don't know which one we're going to put up yet, but it's really fun rewatching and interacting with new comments as we watch with all of our fans. So it'll be good.
Absolutely.
It's always fun. Yeah. It's always fun to sit there and like talk to people and have questions and have the time to respond, because during the show it gets so hectic.
Oh, it does. I can't get to all of them. So, I mean, you guys know that too. We can't get to everything. So
the good thing now is that we, with StreamYard, where actually like all of us can touch the comments,
yes.
Upon incumbent upon you to do it. So, but you do it great. You do a great job.
I try.
Yes. So we will see everybody Friday night at 7 p.m. Join us for our next story that Friday and Wednesday. And like I said, go check out AC. He's got a lot of things in the works and some new stuff cooking in his little pot of or his little bag of tricks over there. He's got a lot of things going on. So definitely. And thank you guys for coming and thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, it's been great. It's been fun. I love headline shows. They're really fun. I look at news stories all week, and there are certain ones that I can't do on the one on How Was Your Day, but I love bringing the more serious ones here to the Roses Are Red podcast.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Because that's your mind. See the conversation that came out impromptu and like the things that we got to, like that's, I love that. You're like, what? I'm so mad at that. And you want to talk about it. Go.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll see you guys next Friday. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.